Thursday night before the big grand final. I just had a big feed of T-bone steak and salad. Steve, we've got a lot of supporters here at the Town Hall Hotel today, going in to watch the boys in the grand final. Got the last encouraging words for them. Load out of the picture.
I hope to see you all in a couple of hours after we've won the grand final. We'll come back and drink all Macca's free beer that he's promised he's going to put on for everyone.
Edit that, Bill.
So I'm sure the people that don't come in will be back here in a few hours, like I said. All the ones coming on the bus, hope to hear you cheering from the sideline. So see you all for a beer. We'll have a beer with everyone here. Come and visit a few of the...
This will get into get Jared Freeman here. Jared, we've got a lot of Waratah supporters here, just about to get on the bus to come and watch you play in the grand final. Any advice to them just before they get on the bus?
Watch the step.
Okay, we've got a veteran of grand finals here.
Yeah, played one.
One more than Macca or not?
Have you got any... A lot of Waratah supporters here today, really excited about the grand final. Got any final words for them before they go in?
No.
Okay. Frankie Barrett here, any words for our Waratah supporters before we get in there?
Did some real rocket timers today, mate. You're not getting too much out of them. Obviously it's good to see the full support here. Get in there in your droves, get full of grog, make plenty of noise. Keep them on side for us, keep up the ref. We're show no prisoners, show no mercy, take no prisoners. We'll come back to the cup and plenty of scalps. Get in there and have fun.
Macca rang me up last night and wanted me to wear this as a reminder of a major semi-final, which we lost 40-8. But I'd just like to offer some comfort to the supporters out there. I said to Hendo, what can we say to them to give them a bit more motivation to get out there and support us? Someone's winning over there. And he thought, well, Phil, the best way to do that is to quote Shakespeare. And having said that, this is for Waratah supporters. Our reformation glitting over our fault will show more goodly and attract more eyes, and that which have no fall to set it off. Therefore, we'll beat these guys on Sunday, guaranteed.
And I know that Phil is a free and open nature, but when wrought is perplexed to the extreme, and he's very wrought, aren't you, Phil?
That's right.
Thank you.
Very much so.
Supporters. We've got Steve Story, not only the top point scorer this year in the Newcastle Rugby League, the real NRL, but also the player of the year. Steve, any encouragement for our supporters today?
No, I think if you turn up, you'll get a good sight for the money, and come Sunday night, everyone get back to the club because we'll be celebrating pretty hard.
And tell me, Steve, you're going to have a drink on Monday?
And Tuesday and Wednesday.
That's good. That's what we like to hear. Come and have a drink with him. So this Damien was the top try scorer in Newcastle Rugby League this year. Gave Waratah supporters some sensational tries this year. Damien, what's going to be going through your head? The Tars are ahead by 2. You got this great, big, ugly leg forward, I think his name's Kyle Edmonton, running at your full pelt, and the full-time siren's gone. What do you do?
What do I do?
You lead her out from the line.
That's what I do.
Yeah. What goes through your head?
Goes through my head.
His chest?
To stop me from trying. Stop me from scoring. That's the only thing that goes through my head.
Any encouragement for the Waratah supporters today? They're coming in their droves?
Oh, not really. Just get there and cheer everyone. Just bring the trophy home, mate.
Thanks for the 1990 side. When I say surviving, I know the only one that's still playing for Waratah. Mate, what's the difference in year 2000 to 1990, mate? 10. A fella here playing in the centres for Waratah. I suppose he's young if you're 42. That's me, not him. Mick Reid, what have you got to say? Have you got any advice for the supporters and encouragement for the supporters that are coming in here today?
Just cheer loud. When the louder the cheering, the better off we're going to go. So, be nice and louder.
Will you be nervous on Sunday morning?
Not as nervous as I am now.
Mate, we'll probably win the game, so it's down to the engine room.
There's only one big game.
That's it.
Charged by how many? Are you going to have a drink Monday?
No, don't drink.
Don't drink, okay.
Whatever you do, don't smoke.
Those Waratah supporters here, we have the people charged with the job of pasting the players back together, stitching them up, strapping them together to go back out to do another charge down the blind side. So, boys, what are our chances?
They're all pretty well fit, having a few minor injuries, but something we can overcome. I think our chances are very, very good. What do you think, Brad?
Win, lose or draw, we'll have a great time doing it.
Couple of wins.
It's been a big season, this is ours.
Yes. And the Tars by how many?
I went down to win by 1.
Six will do me.
Yeah, 8 will do me.
I'd like 10 because I get a bit nervous when it's close. I'm not getting any younger.
Danny Costello have the headgear on.
Yep.
Does Burke wear the headgear?
Here they come.
Henderson.
Give us a chance to look at them.
Yeah. Foggo. Foggo's the ball. Foggo. Buckingham. Henderson. Buckingham must be 12. Gary Fairhurst. Griffiths. McNabb. Geez, Adrian's lightened off.
Barry, who's captain of Lakes?
Collins.
Must be the hooker, is it?
Yeah, I think Burke's captain, mate.
Must be.
Yeah, Burke's captain. Have a look on the front of your program.
All right.
That's him.
Oh, gotcha. Righto.
There's Danny Costello, the big number 12.
You got a headgear on?
Yep.
Love it. Kyle Emmett. Allardyce in 6. Ian Burke. Darryl Johnson. This is his 5th grand final, Baz. He's won 4 of them. Darryl Johnson.
Won all 4.
Yep. 3 at Curry and 1 at Lakes. Miles. His mother rang me yesterday.
Okay.
Aaron Lawrence. Jared Beckett. Love it, Costello. Emmett in 10. Oh, him, where's Dean Crichton? Which one's Crichton, Baz?
Oh, he's wearing number 8.
Yeah, I can see. I dark it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got his back to us then, yeah.
Higgins there, former Waratah player, played in the team in 1990 that won the premiership, coaching Raymond Terrace next year. We've had the national anthem, we've had a minute's silence for former Lakes United committeeman Alan Tate, who passed away a week or so back, and we're ready for kick-off. Michael Beattie, who's running with the Breeze?
Oh, Gary, the Lakes United side actually running with a gale at their back in the first 40 minutes. You'd need to think that if you're going to win the grand final, given the support of the Breeze at your back, you'd want to turn, I would reckon, 12 points in front. It's a very, very strong wind.
Michael Beattie on the sideline for Morisset Megamarket, open every Saturday and Sunday. Here's the kick-off from Lakes United, and we've got a false alarm. The ball is blown off the mound. All the Lakes boys went charging forward, but they've now got to go back behind the kicker, and now we've got the kick-off coming from Lakes. There it is. High one. Down towards the line, taken by Darren forward. He gave it away there to Robbie Baker, charges into the ruck, and he's put out about 18 metres out from his own line. Got up and played the ball. Stewie Collins, first man off the ruck. Makes a few metres forward, goes under the tackle of Costello. Also in there to make the tackle is Darryl Johnson. Plays the ball, they go the blind side, Waratah. Still inside their own 30. Tackle made there by Jamie Lovett. Adrian McNabb away from dummy half, makes 7 or 8 metres up towards the 40-metre line before he's cut down in the tackle. Plays it to forward away to Collins. Collins throws a half dummy, makes it over the 40-metre line before he goes down. They're still short of halfway. Now the ball comes back for the kick on the last tackle. Waratah put the kick in. Comes back here for the winger for Lakes United, who picks it up, and that's Chris Hall. Two brothers playing in the Lakes side, Chris and Adam Hall. Chris Hall's tackle. He'll play the ball. Away from dummy half go the Waratah team, and their tackle are just short of the 40-metre line. Robbie Baker was in to make the tackle. Now we've got Allardyce stepping away from dummy half up towards halfway. Tackle 5 metres short. Buckingham, one of the defenders. Henderson all there, also there. Played to Burke. Burke away to Kyle Emmerton. Emmerton charges forward up over halfway. He's tackled there by the second row. There's a penalty. Michael Beattie, sideline for Morisset Megamarket.
Yeah, quick play the ball trying to come there from the Lakes United side. Gary Fairhurst taking a long time to clear the ruck from Waratah, and the first penalty of the game has been awarded to Lakes. Gary, it's around just, I suppose, about 6 or 7 metres inside the territory of the Waratah Mayfield club. It's right in front of the post. Normally you consider that this kick would be a long, long way out, but I touched upon it just prior to kick-off. The breeze that's at the back of the Lake side is going to be an enormous advantage to them, and they're going to try after just a couple of minutes of play to take the decision rather than to put this ball into touch, to take a shot at penalty goal and look for an early lead.
Yeah, it's well within his grasp here, Barry. He'll get the distance all right, you think, with the wind behind him.
Yeah, very strong wind, Gaz. You saw the first set of 6 from Waratah. They got rucked it out for 5 and got the kick away, but they only got it out to Lakes United's 40-metre line. So it's going to be a very tough first 40 minutes for the Tars.
About 2 minutes gone here in the grand final in the Tooheys Cup. 0-all. Lakes running, as Michael said, with a howling breeze or wind behind them. Ian Burke, their hooker, has got the ball placed at 43 or 44 metres out from the goal line, just about in front. Here he comes in for the kick. Distance is okay. It's waved away, not straight enough, and the ball has gone dead, however, with the strong breeze, and Waratah Mayfield bring it out to the 20-metre line now. It will be a line drop out. There's the line drop out taken by Darren forward. Into the wind it goes, and it drops down pretty quickly, picked up there by Lakes United. Running across field is their fullback, and he's tackled Brendan George just short of the halfway line. 0-all on the sharp electronic scoreboard. Allardyce out of dummy half, about 5 metres inside the Waratah half before McNabb puts him down with the assistance there of Fairhurst. Up the blind side goes Burke, makes it over the 40, 36 out from the Waratah line. Ball comes away now to Lovett. He straightens the attack. He's tackled about 28 metres out by big Robbie Baker and another defender. Back to Allardyce, stepping nicely against the old club. Got a ball back away now to Miles. Miles throws a great pass out to Adam Hall, and Lakes are only 10 metres out on the last tackle. Ball played back to Miles at dummy half. Puts in a kick, but it'll go dead. If the wind's too strong, he put it up high, and the wind blew it over the dead ball line. 20-metre tap. Looked dangerous there, Baz, Lakes United.
Yeah, but disappointing finish there. Miles, he got himself into dummy half there and probably would have been better off passing to somebody in a better position, but he put the kick through, and obviously the wind took it out over the dead ball line on the full, so a bit of a let-off there for Waratah. Better
option might have been the one along the ground into the in goal.
Yeah.
With the breeze. Now Waratah have lost the ball, but there's a penalty on the first tackle. Robbie Baker has lost the ball, but it's a penalty to Waratah. Michael Beattie, sideline, Morisset Megamarket.
Yeah, just a simple one there, Gaz. It was the hand dragging the ball out, a strip of the football. Give you an indication of how big this breeze is. Waratah decided not even to put the ball into touch. They've taken the quick tap and they're rucking it out. Couldn't agree more. Miles's option at the end of the last set of 6 by the Lakeside was an absolute shocker. If you put this ball into the air, it'll go dead all day.
Steve Henderson, the captain coach, got it away on halfway to forward. Forward with the long ball out wide to big Robbie Baker. He goes over the halfway, and now we've got Waratah in a strong attacking position. Mick Reed goes to dummy half. Buckingham takes it straight up the middle. He's cut out in a good low tackle there by Ian Burke. Plays to McDab, switches at the blind side. Waratah, Steve Story is making good ground downfield. He's only 20 metres out. Got up and played the ball. Fed back to forward for the kick. Puts it high up into the breeze. The ball is up, go the Tars. I think they knocked it forward. And who's come up with the ball about 10 metres out from there, or inside their own 10? Waratah's come up with it inside the Lakes United 10. What's the referee rule here, Michael Beattie, for Morisset Megamarket?
Well, Gary, I'm not sure if he's going to play the first knock-on. There's a knock-on both ways. It'll be very interesting. I think he's going to play the first one and give the feed to the Lakes United side. I think that is probably the right decision. Whilst all this has been happening, and I've got to say, I didn't notice it, but there's a Waratah player in back play that has been felled. Now, it could well be, I was about to tell you it could be Stephen Story, but it's obviously not Steve because he's on his feet.
Might be Darren Ford who put the kick up.
Well, I would say, Barry, whilst I didn't see the incident, would stand to reason that Darren Ford has probably been hit late. I certainly took my eyes off him to watch the football. It went high into the air. It came down for Waratah Mayfield. They couldn't take it cleanly. It then was momentarily in the hands of the fullback Brendan George for the Lakes United club, but he's then knocked on. The referee obviously hasn't seen the incident in relation to Darren Forward. He hasn't moved for some time, although he's now sitting up on the ground getting attention from the trainers. Neither of the touch judges were on, so they must have thought that it was okay. I don't know whether it was quite the right option to get the ball high into the air. The one thing that it certainly with this wind that it's allowing, boys, is that it is going to, at least at the southern end of the ground, it's going to hold the ball up for some time, and that's going to allow Waratah to put plenty of pressure on Lakes. Anyway, the scrum's being set. As I suggested, the feet's gone to Lakes, and it's only about 12 metres out from their own line.
Allardyce fed the scrum. He fed the ball back to the fullback there, Brendan George, and he's put out about 20 metres out from the line. Up the blind side goes Troy Miles. They come in hard for the tackle, Buckingham, and also Steve Henderson to cut him down. Haul away from dummy half to Danny Costello playing in the headgear as usual. He's put out there, good tackle too. He'll get up and play it. The tackler on that occasion was Fairhurst, playing his last game ever here today. There's about 7 or 8 of them actually from either side playing their last game. Ian Burke got the ball back for the kick. Lakes United now taking advantage of the wind. They've driven it deep inside it'll go into touch. It'll read about 15 metres out from the Waratah Mayfield line. They play the 40-20 rule, Baz, in the Newcastle competition?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do,
But that was outside the 40.
Yeah, well outside.
But he had a strong breeze behind him and it found touch, and Waratah are going to come back. Darren Forward will feed the scrum inside the Waratah 20. 0 all on the Sharp Electronic scoreboard here at the #1 sports ground. And Darren Forward, former South Newcastle long-serving player now with Waratah, he'll feed the scrum. Feed it, he won it. Back it goes to Story. Story charges forward. He's put out, makes 4 or 5 metres. Put out 20 out from his own line there by Darryl Johnson. Got up and played the ball to Reed. Reed away to Henderson. The captain coach has cut down just short of the 30. Crichton, one of the tacklers with Costello. Henderson got up, played it to McNabb. Up the blind side goes Baker. Driven into the ground in a good tackle by Allardyce. He'll play it 35 metres out. Actually, it was Burke who made the tackle. Collins passed back inside to Buckingham. Buckingham's put out just about 7 metres short of halfway. He'll get up and play it for Waratah. Costello the tackler. McNabb away to Collins. Collins charges hard into the ruck. Good low tackle, put him down. Lovett was one of them, and I think Crichton was the other. Waratah on the last tackle, put in the kick, rolls along the ground, picked up there by Brennan, way down in his own half, and he's tackled about 20 metres out from his own line in the Lakes United half. Ball comes back now to another Lakes player, and he's put out around about 25 metres out. He'll get up and play it. It was one of the wingers. Ball's come back now, Lakes United, or just outside their 30, making the tackle there was Fairhurst. Ball's played to Ian Burke. Burke with a short pass to Troy Miles. Tackle up high there by the Waratah player, put him down 40 metres out, was Adrian McNabb. Burke goes the blind side for Lakes, out to Kyle Emerton. Emerton gets a great ball away. Did they knock on? Yeah, the ball's been knocked on by Adam Hall as Emerton got a pass away as he was going to ground, Baz.
Yeah, risky pass, Gaz. I mean, they didn't make a lot of ground in that set of 6 Lakes, and they got the breeze at their back, and obviously Everton tried to get a pass around the corner. Hall wasn't expecting it and put it down.
Lakes Waratah feed the scrum forward away to Story. Now we've got the winger Lawrence in, and he's driven into the ground just over halfway. He'll get up and play the ball. Waratah Mayfield down the blind side of the ground here at number 1 Sports Ground. They're about 42 out. McNabb back to Baker. Baker goes straight up the middle, put out in a low tackle by Burke. Over the top was Emmett, who tries to hold him down, or Lovett it is. Ball's played to McNabb. On it goes to Collins. Steps off the right. Taken in a ball and all tackle by Costello and also Lovett. He'll get up and play the ball. McNabb at dummy half. Forward throws a long pass out wide. Picked up by Mick Reed. Reed's put down there by one of the, well actually it was Jared Beckett, the setter for Waratah Mayfield, just outside the 20. Now it goes to forward. Forward runs, gets a pass back inside. They put the kick in Waratah. Underneath it, taken beautifully there by the fullback for Waratah, and they're only about 10 metres out from the line. But Lakes United in possession now. That was the last tackle, Michael, was it?
Yeah, what happened, Gary? He got up nice and high for it, Aaron Lawrence, the Waratah Mayfield fullback. As you said, he took it beautifully, but then as he hit the ground, the ball jolted loose and went into the hands of a Lakes player.
We've been going about 9.5 minutes here, 0-all on the Sharp Electronic scoreboard in the Tooheys Cup Grand Final between Lakes United and Waratah. Now we've got Lovett taking it forward, running into Robbie Baker, and the Waratah prop forward puts him down. Lovett will get up and play it for Lakes United. Burke at dummy half. They work the short side out to Troy Miles. Miles gets a good ball away down the far touchline. Allardyce gets the ball back inside. Lakes United looking good here, but there's a ball gone to ground. I think it was their the winger, was it Chris Hall, who threw the pass as it went to ground and into touch, and Lakes United will feed the scrum 20 out.
No, I think you find, Gaz, it was Jared Beckett down there on that side. He was the one that made the bust, and Lakes looked very dangerous, but the final pass went to ground. He probably would have been better off hanging on to it, Gaz, and maybe attacking from the next ruck.
Michael Varnum coming on Michael Beattie for Waratah.
Is that the change that they're making,
Yeah,
Gaz?
and here's another one
I was going to say there's another one coming
Alex
out
Thompson
there for Waratah, as Alex Thompson in 14. Certainly, Barry, I think you were right that that's twice now where Lakes have looked dangerous with the football, only to have the last tackle option really go astray. Pretty ordinary pass there from Jared Beckett.
Now Lakes have made, Waratah's made 2 changes. They wanted to make 3 actually, but anyway the ball's been fed into the scrum and Waratah has got the ball, and their fullback has tackled Aaron Lawrence just outside his 20. He got up and played it. Ball fed away there to, is it Varnum? He's running strongly, put down round about 30 metres out from the Waratah line. Got up and played it to McNabb. McNabb away to Henderson. Henderson changes the direction of the play and he's put down just short of the 40. One of the tacklers there was Crichton. Ball goes up the short side to Stewie Collins. Burke's underneath him and put him down just short of halfway. 0-all on the Sharp Electronic scoreboard. Adrian McNabb goes for a dart away from dummy half. Big tackle by a Lakes United player there. Crichton was one of them, Emmett in there as well, but it's a penalty to Waratah just inside the Lakes United half. Michael Beattie.
Yeah, pretty simple one there, Gary. Just looking to slow down the play. The ball, second tackle. Again, Waratah electing not to put the ball into touch. They've taken the quick tap. They're on the attack and they're looking pretty good too.
Alex Thompson played the ball and it went away to Varnum and he's put down 30 metres out. 0-all the score. Allardyce the tackler. He'll play the ball. It's fed back to forward. Forward away to Henderson. Henderson heavily involved or tried to get a ball away. Couldn't. Danny Costello smothered the ball. Lakes United are now on the attack. Comes back to Collins. Collins runs to the defence. Can't get the ball away. Tackled about 17 metres out there by Allardyce. McNabb away from dummy half. Out wide to forward. Forward got a pass to Varnum on the Mick Reed out wide on the far touchline. He threw a pass and Lakes United have intercepted and they've come up with a ball 20 out from their own line.
Yeah, great tackle goes on Jared Beckett, on Mick Reed. Stopped that play. Mick tried to get a ball away that he probably shouldn't have, and Lakes United back in possession.
0-all the score as Allardyce has got it for Lakes United. He went to pass it, got through one tackle, got through a couple. Now got a ball away to Adam Hall charging onto it, and he's put down just short of halfway. Good play by Lakes. Plays the ball to Ian Burke. Burke runs himself from dummy half, throws a dummy and has to take the tackle there of the number 17 on this occasion, Matthew Stildoff. Out wide it comes to Lakes. They're making good ground, 40 metres out from the Waratah line. Ball's played, dummy half Costello. Out it goes to Allardyce. Allardyce away to Crichton. Crichton comes to forward. He grabs him by the arm with assistance and puts him down. down. Ball's played. Troy Miles at dummy half. Back to Allardyce. Allardyce puts up the kick. The Waratah winger underneath it. Took it nicely on that occasion, Damien Griffiths, and he's tackled about 10 metres out from his own line. Plays the ball. Frank Barrett, first touch of the ball. He got it away there to the fullback, Aaron Lawrence. Lawrence running across field, and he's put down 15 metres out, and what's happened there is he lost the ball. I think the referee's ruled he's lost it fair and square. Michael Beattie on the sideline for Morisset Megamarket.
That's exactly what he's ruled, Gary. An excellent opportunity here for the Lakeside. This is certainly the best position since the game where they've started a set of 6 close to Waratah's line. Scrum fed, won by Lakes. They attack.
Allardyce away to Daryl Johnson. Johnson puts a foot down and he's put down about 11 metres out. Got up and played it to Adam Hall. Hall to Troy Miles, slipped over, got up and went again Miles. He got the pass away to Hall close to the line. Hall's put down only a metre short of the try line. He'll get up and play it for Lakes. Miles at dummy half. Miles throws a long pass out wide to Allardyce. Short ball there and Lakes United a tackle only 10 metres out. Getting up to play the ball there for Lakes. The ball, Ian Burke. Ian Burke fires it away to another Lakes player who's tackled about 5 metres short of the line. Plays it to Burke. He goes himself the hooker. Looks for someone to pass it. Got it back to Allardyce. Allardyce is over. He reached out and put the ball down over the line. And the first try of the game goes to Lakes United about 10 metres in from the grandstand touchline. And they lead 4-0 on the Sharp Electronic scoreboard.
Yeah, great try to Lakes, and it goes back to the mistake from Aaron Lawrence there on the first tackle. Lost the ball in his own red zone there, and Lakes from the scrum made 4 or 5 metres with 3 or 4 tackles. Didn't look all that dangerous, but then out of dummy half, Ian Burke found a bit of a hole, threw a dummy, got through a tackle, and then found Allardyce in support, and he was able to stretch over for a very good try. A try, Gaz, that Lakes really needed because, as we've said right through from the start of the game, they've got this big wind at their back. They've got to start to put some points on the board, and up till now they haven't been looking all that good.
Yeah, we've been going about 15 minutes in the game, and that's the first points of the game. 4-0 Lakes United lead on the Sharp Electronic scoreboard, and Lakes have made a number of changes before that try was scored. Blake Mueller's on the field. Paul Jeffries is on the field as well for Lakes United. Michael Beattie, how did you see it?
Yeah, Gary, exactly what you said. And the 2 players that have just come out there that were fresh were 2 players that had a bit to do with it. They took the 2 rucks leading up to the try being scored. They were just both straight, simple rucks, got to their feet quickly, got in quick play the balls on both occasions. That didn't give the Waratah Mayfield defence an opportunity to set, and it gave Lakes the opportunity to attack either side of the field. You said Barry sorted out there from what happened from there. Ian Burke got out of dummy half, found Paul Allardyce, and he dived over really to score a pretty easy try, but all on the back of a mistake from Waratah Mayfield that gave away primary field position. Still not a lot in the game, and I really think that Waratah Mayfield are playing particularly well into this breeze.
Ian Burke has got the ball placed about 9 metres in from the touchline. There he goes. It's coming around, and it's a beauty. He's kicked it, and Lakes United lead by 6 points to 0. Waratah bringing it back to halfway. Lakes, Michael said they'd need, at least 12 points, Barry, with that strong breeze behind them in the first half. We've been going about 16 minutes in the game. They already lead by 6 points to 0. Waratah's main aim now would be to make sure that, that Lakes United don't put a huge number of points on the board while they got the wind in the first half.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what the tactics were in running into the wind in the first half, Gaz. They wanted to try and contain Lakes in the first 40 minutes. And then try and put some points on the board themselves after that.
Blake Mueller played the ball after the kick-off. Lakes United in possession, 40 out from their own line. Getting up to play the ball is Dean Crichton. Burke fires it away to Paul Jeffries. Jeffries straight up the middle of the ruck, makes valuable ground up to halfway before Henderson puts him down with assistance from Collins. Burke at dummy half. Allardyce with a good pass to Miles. Miles the lock forward running wide of the ruck, very dangerous. He's put down around about 38 out from the Waratah line. Goes back to Costello, makes a good run. Costello, and he's put down about 22 metres out by Collins. They come back the short side. Burke puts a kick towards the in goal. It'll be too deep. It'll go over the dead ball line, and Michael Beattie will be a 20-metre tap to the Waratah Mayfield side.
I'll tell you what, very important that ball went over the dead ball line as far as Waratah Mayfield were concerned. That was a great set in attack by Lakes United. They made great ground with the football. Waratah weren't able to slow down the speed of the play the ball, and if they'd have had to give a goal line drop out into this breeze, I doubt they could have repelled another challenge from Lakes with 2 sets of 6 back-to-back.
Very strong breeze blowing, and that's what you can hear into the microphones here as we are at number 1 Sports Ground. Very, very strong breeze. Waratah have rucked it out nicely after the tap. They're up over the halfway now through Stewie Collins. He's a couple of metres over. They haven't got him to ground yet. Trying to drive him backwards. He eventually plays the ball. Steve Henderson goes for a run, and that's a good run from the captain coach. Round about 10 metres, 40 odd out from the Lakes United line. Last tackle. Back it goes to forward, and Darren puts the kick in towards the touchline. Picked up by the Lakes fullback Brendan George way down near his own goal line, and he's cut out in a beautiful low tackle there by Mick Reid. He'll get up and play the ball. Lakes United in possession. They're about 13 metres out from their own line. Hall gets up to play the ball. Going from dummy half there, crossfield, is it Allardyce? He'll get up and play the ball. Up the blind side goes Mueller, and Blake Mueller steps inside. Oh, good run by the young man. Got away from the number 14, Alex Thompson, and he's tackled about 35 out from the Lakes line. Lakes running with this huge breeze in the first half. Lead 6-0 on the Sharp Electronic scoreboard. We've been played about 18 minutes of the first half. Ball goes back to Johnson on the last tackle. He gets it back to the fullback, George, who puts in the kick. Taken beautifully by the Waratah fullback. 20 out from his own line, Aaron Lawrence. He goes up over the 30, up to about 38 metres out from his own line before he meets the defence. Goes down under the tackle. Now we've got the winger having a run straight up the middle for the Tars, Damien Griffiths. He's tackled 5 metres short of halfway. Ball goes across field now, and Waratah through Alex Thompson up over halfway. Thompson will get up and play it. Adrian McNabb at dummy half. Back to Steve Henderson. Henderson got through one defender. Got it away to Darren forward. Forward 30 metres out. On it goes to Story. And Story has put out inside the 30. Good low tackle. Now it comes back there to Adrian McNabb. Steps beautifully. The hooker got around one. And he's put out inside the 20-metre line of the Lakes United half. Back to forward. Forward puts in a high kick towards the end goal. Lakes United jump up for it. Take it beautifully in the end goal. And it'll be a 20-metre tap. What's he ruling?
No, Gary, I can tell you what he's ruled. He's ruled that the Lakes United player left the field of play to take the football, and it was the pressure of the tackle that drove him back into the end goal. Now that's why there's a goal line dropout. Pretty clear ruling from the referee. It's not going to matter a lot. Well, it is going to matter to some degree because I know Lakes United haven't got the football. But this goal line dropout, if he hits it right, fair dinkum, it'll be the longest goal line dropout in the history of rugby league.
Righto, who's going to take it? Is it Allardyce? He's going to take
Must be a gale out there, Michael, isn't it?
Oh, it's very, very strong, the breeze, Baz, very strong, and he's hit it terribly.
Yeah, it's a terrible kick by Ian Burke, but it's going to go about, 20, 30 metres. Waratah in possession in a good attacking position, even though they're running into the wind. Lakes lead 6-0 on the Sharp Electronic scoreboard. Frank Barrett at dummy half. He got it away to Baker. Baker's still standing. Now they can't get him. He goes to ground now. He'll get up and play the ball. Dummy half, McNabb. McNabb away there to Thompson. Thompson makes ground. He's tackled about 25 out. Plays the ball. McNabb back inside. Good ball. Away goes Fairhurst downfield. He's only about 11 metres out. McNabb goes to dummy half. They go the short side to forward. Forward throws a couple of dummies. Forward, is he over? Yes! Darren Forward scored. Couple of metres to the left of the post. It'll be an even and easy conversion for Waratah Mayfield, Baz, and they'll hit back to draw level here, 6-all.
Yeah, great try, Darren Forward. He just fooled him with his dummying. He dummied inside a couple of times. The defence held off him, and his pace got him there. He scored a similar try last weekend against Western Suburbs. He doesn't get too many tries, Darren, so I'm sure he'll savour that. But you go back to Steve Henderson's big run, Gaz, about 2 sets ago before they got their line drop out. He really put Waratah on the attack, and it was Darren Forward's kick that got them the ball back from that restart from the line drop out, and within three tackles he scored the try and has put them right back in it.
Here's the kick. Just to the left of the post. It's a sitter for Steve Story. Alex Thompson with a head wound there, Michael Beattie, leaving the field.
Yeah, been sent to the blood bin, Alex Thompson. He'll be back out there. He'll be in the fray fairly quickly, Gaz.
He's the Englishman. I think Malcolm really brought him out here. Here's the kick from Story. It's a beauty, 6-all. Tell us about Alex Thompson. Baz, did Malcolm really bring him to Newcastle?
Yeah, he certainly did. He was with the Knights for probably 2 seasons, Gaz. Didn't play first grade in the lower grades. Didn't go that well, actually. He probably didn't go as well as he hoped that he would go, but now he's got to start with Waratah, and he's making a bit of an impact off the bench.
Very vital try to the Tars running into the wind, Michael Beattie.
Oh, very important as far as Waratah's concerned, Gary. It just goes to show how important the goal line dropout was from Ian Burke. it only went 35 metres. He'd have been looking to get 60 or 70 metres out of it. That would have made it hard for Waratah to score, but they've been playing well enough, Waratah, that if you're going to give them the ball in good field position, and that's what the Lakeside eventually did, they were going to be able to hurt you, and that's what they happened.
We've had the kick-off and Waratah down in their own 20. Stuart Collins takes a tackle. Mueller, one of the defenders. McNabb feeds it away to Fairhurst. Fairhurst goes down under a lovely low tackle there by Allardyce. Ball played. Up the blind side goes forward, and he's put down just outside the 30. He'll get up and play it. Adrian McNabb goes to dummy half. Back it comes now to Storey, and he's put down 40 metres out from the Lakes United line. Got up and from the Waratah line. Got up and played it to forward. Forward got the ball back to the kick there to the young fullback Aaron Lawrence. Put in a high one. Picked up there by Waratah. Around about halfway there, fullback Brendan George driven into the ground. A solid tackle there by the Waratah winger Damien Griffiths. Put him down. Now Lakes United bring the ball forward up towards the halfway line on the cricket pitch area. Hall at dummy half. Got it away to Lovett. Got through one tackle. That was the tackle of the second row forward on that occasion, Buckingham, but he goes down 45 out. Ball goes back there to Allardyce, steps nicely, got a good pass out the back, the ball rolling on the ground, picked up by Lovett. Lovett grabbed by the arm and wrestled to the ground there by McNabb, got up and played it inside the 40 of Waratah. Out the blind side they go to Darryl Johnson. Johnson takes a tackle 30 metres out. One of the defenders on that occasion was McNabb. Ball played, long pass from Burke to Allardyce. Allardyce on to Miles. Miles puts in a left-footed kick, but it's a shocker. Bounces beautifully for Waratah. Their wingers down the far touchline, but he goes into touch, Damien Griffiths. Bundled into touch. It'll be a Lakes United feed around about 42 metres out from the goal line.
Yeah, a bit unlucky there for Waratah. Lakes did nothing in that set of 6, and at the end of it was a pretty ordinary kick from Troy Miles, but unfortunately for Damien Griffiths, he got a bit of space on the right-hand side. Thought he'd try his luck, but the defence caught up with him and put him into touch, and now we'll find we've got a scrum going down on the 40-metre line in Waratah territory with Lakes to get the ball.
Allardyce feeds a scrum, wins it away to Darryl Johnson. Johnson out to the fullback, George up in the back line. He's put out by his opposite number, Aaron Lawrence. He'll get up to play the ball. Dummy half there is Johnson. On to Costello up the blind side. Pushes away from Robbie Baker. Storey's got him. Baker comes in. They try to backslam him. He goes down 30-odd metres out from the Waratah line. Got up and played it. Costello to Burke. Burke away to Emerton. Emerton running strongly. Makes about 7 or 8 metres. Tackle 23 out. Holding him in the tackle. Got up and played it. Burke away to Allardyce. Back inside to Lovett. Lovett cut out in a good tackle by Buckingham. Round about 16 metres out. Plays the ball to Burke from dummy half. The busy hooker. Plays a long pass out to Johnson. Johnson's put out in a tackle about 8 metres out. Plays the ball Miles from dummy half. Back inside to Allardyce. They've lost the ball. The ball went forward and went into touch. Was the last tackle, Barry, so it'll be a turnover to Waratah, 5 out from their own line.
Yeah, good defence, Waratah. The Lakes were putting plenty of pressure on there, and it was the last tackle. They decided to run it because their kicking game's been pretty ordinary, but it didn't come off from the ball, went over the sideline, and Waratah have got possession.
Baz, I think that there's 6 tackle options throughout the game. Lakes have been absolutely shocking. That's the 3rd time they've elected not to kick it on the 6th tackle, and the 3rd time they've made an unforced error.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Barry, Lakes, Waratah Mayfield will be very happy with the way things are going. 26 minutes into the game, it's 6-all, sharp electronic scoreboard, and they're running into the strong wind.
Certainly would be. I mean, everything be going to plan at the moment. I think they've, as I said before, they've come out with the intention in the first half of trying to contain Lakes, and they're doing it brilliantly. They've got a try on the board themselves. The scores are level. They're looking pretty confident with the ball in particular. So I think Waratah, you know, as I said, they'll be very happy.
Yeah, we got the last tackle. Darren Forward's put a kick downfield as somebody's mobile goes in the box. Picked up there by Lakes United, and they're going to have the ball at the start of this set of 6, right on halfway. Ball's played. Fed away there to the Waratah player running strongly onto it, the centre on this occasion, which is Jared Beckett. Lakes United centre. He got up and played it. Now Lakes are making good ground. It's fed away to Burke onto Lovett. Lovett out wide to Adam Hall. Hall in a bit of space. Got it away there to Mueller, and he's put down around about 28 metres out from the Waratah Mayfield line. 6-all the score. Actually, it was their winger who took the tackle there for Lakes United, which was Chris Hall. Now they're inside the 20 Lakes. Tackle there by Steve Henderson. Costello plays it. Burke away to Allardyce. Allardyce shows one man. Got it to Miles. Miles is only metres out from the try line as he's put out in the last tackle. What are they going to kick this time? Burke from dummy half puts a short one in, but Lakes United, Waratah Mayfield pluck it out of the air, picked up beautifully there by Steve Story. They're back in possession through Mick Reid, Michael Beattie, 18 out from their own line.
Yeah, nothing going right for Lakes, Gary, on the 6th tackle, and Waratah doing a great job bringing the ball out. That was the 3rd tackle in this set of 6. Michael Varnum made 4 or 5 good metres down the centre of the ground. Now they're going to get themselves in reasonable field position as Stewie Collins takes the ball forward for Waratah. Providing they get a good kick on the end of this set of 6, they'll be very, very happy with the way they're playing.
28 minutes gone in the game, 6 all on the Sharp Electronic scoreboard, the Tooheys Cup Grand Final. Back it goes to forward for the kick on the last tackle. Drives it along the ground, picked up by Brendan George, the fullback. He brings it up field strongly, but he's put out in the tackle there. Referee has called time off, Michael Beattie. For the Morisset Mega Market.
Yeah, it's only a blood bin, Gary. One of the Waratah Mayfield players is bleeding profusely from the mouth. Referees noticed that when the tackle was being made, and he's ordered that player to the blood bin.
Yeah, it's one of their backs, actually, I think, coming off, or unless it's one of the replacements. Now, Stewie Collins has been replaced by Alex Thompson, and going onto the field also is Gary Fairhurst, to replace this man who's in the blood bin, number 17 it was, Matthew Stildoff. Now Lakes United in possession, right on halfway, just to the right-hand side of the cricket pitch. Lakes running forward through Ian Burke, puts the head down, made a good run there from dummy half. Emerton goes to dummy half now as Burke plays the ball. Allardyce out wide to Miles. Miles got a ball away there, shows the ball nicely to Hall. He's only 10 metres out. He's near the touch line, he's into touch. Dragged into touch, made a good run, but should have stayed away from the touch line. And now Waratah Mayfield will feed the scrum, 10 out from their own line after Chris Hall was bundled into touch, and they'll get the ball back, Baz.
Yeah, they again look promising, Gaz. The quick play the balls, that's what's getting Waratah. I mean, if Lakes can get a quick play the ball and a quick dart away from Ian Burke from dummy half, get Waratah on the back foot, that's when they're getting themselves into trouble. Unfortunately for Lakes United, they're getting down into the Waratah territory and doing nothing when they get down there.
Story taken in a solid tackle. Gee, that was a good tackle there by the fullback George after the scrum. Goes to Varnum. Varnum makes good ground. He's tackled about 17 out. He'll get up and play the ball well inside the Waratah half, and here's a good run from dummy half by Mick Reid. He's put out outside the 30, played to McNabb. McNabb away to Henderson. Henderson puts his back into the defence. He's tackled just over the 40, got up and played the ball, fed away there to Fairhurst. Fairhurst up to halfway. Good low tackle, grasses him. Allardyce it was, plays the ball to McNabb. McNabb out wide to forward. Forward along pass to Story. Story hasn't done a lot in the game so far. Puts in a kick straight down the throat of the fullback for Lakes United, Brendan George, and he's tackled 40 out from his own line. Hasn't contributed a lot, Baz, Story, so far.
No, there's a bit of a rumour before the game, actually, Gaz, that he was coming into the game with a shoulder injury. So whether that's affecting him or not, I don't know. But we might see him cut loose shortly.
Lakes United in possession, just short of halfway. We've been going half an hour in the first half, and it's 6 all on the Sharp Electronic scoreboard. Lakes running with a strong wind behind them. Adam Hall picked up and dumped near the cricket pitch. The tackler was McNabb and Baker. Now we've got Miles running strongly away here at crossfield. Now the ball comes back to Miles, and he's tackled about 43 metres out by Michael Varnum. He'll play the ball. Fed away from Johnson, back to Johnson. Johnson puts in the high kick. Waratah underneath it, taken beautifully there by the young fullback in Aaron Lawrence, and he'll be put out 18 metres out from the Waratah line. Ball played. Frank Barrett at dummy half. Barrett got the pass away there to the winger, and he's put out in the tackle. That is Damien Griffiths. He'll get up and play the ball. There's a good run by Thompson. Over the 30 he goes, tackled 35 metres out. Johnson, one of the tacklers, in Costello. Comes back to McNabb on to Henderson. Henderson put out in a driving tackle by Burke. 40 out from the Waratah line. Now we've got Collins running at full speed. Makes 15 or so metres up over halfway before Emerton put him down with Allardyce. Collins got up and played the ball. They work the right-hand side of the field. It goes to Barrett. Barrett puts in a kick into open space. Coming across Brendan George for Lakes. Picks it up in his own in goal. They'll drive him into touch. Great play by Waratah. They'll feed a scrum, only 10 out.
Yeah, that's the worst possible result for Lakes. It was a great kick by Frank Barrett. It was taken in their own in goal by Lakes, and he's tried to get out, and unfortunately he's gone into touch. The better option obviously would have been to ground the ball in the in-goal area and get the line drop out, but now you're going to find that Waratah have got a scrum feed 10 metres out from Lakes' try line.
Great attacking position, Michael Beattie for Morisset Megamarket.
Wonderful attacking position for the Waratah Mayfield side, Gary. It was a great kick, as Barry's already set off Barrett. There's the scrum.
Here he goes,
They go on the attack.
Out to Story. Story's going to take him on his own. Now he gets it out to Frankie Barrett. Long pass to Mick Reid. He slips over on the far touchline. Comes back in field. He's put down there by Darryl Johnson, about 10 metres out from the Lakes line. 6-all the score. Picked up a dummy half there by Story. He got the ball back. Now comes to Varnum. Varnum towards the goalpost. He's tackled inside the 10. Got it by Troy Miles. Got up and played it. McNabb away to Collins. Collins stands in the tackle. Back to McNabb. On it goes to Henderson. Comes back into the defence. Knocked down. Picked up there by Baker. Or Collins it is. Only a matter of metres out from the line.
6 again, Gaz.
6 again to the Waratah team. Out wide it goes to forward. A dummy. Forward's done it again. They fell for the dummy again, and he's crossed the score. About 15 in from the far touchline, and Waratah running into a near hurricane in the first half. Lead by 10 points to 6 with a kick to come.
Yeah, having an absolute field day, Darren Ford. That's his second try of the game, and Waratah, as I say, got another set of 6 goes down in Lakes territory. They haven't been down there very often because the wind has been such that they haven't been able to get down there, but they've been down there twice now, and Darren Ford scored 2 tries for them, and we've got a scoreline of 10-6 in favour of Waratah. Who would have thought it when we started the game with the wind at Lakes back?
Very dangerous player. Baz, Darren Ford, when he finished last year with South Newcastle, did he officially announce his retirement, did he?
I think he even had a testimonial game, Gaz, to be honest, at South Newcastle.
And then Waratah plucked him out of retirement.
Well, obviously, Steve Henderson believed that his best football wasn't behind him, and from what we've seen today, and I'm sure what we're going to see in the second half, because there's no better kicker of the football in general play than Darren Ford, and Lakes United, to my way of thinking, have kicked poorly in the first half, very poorly, both long kicking and tactical kicking, and as I say, there's not a better kicker of the ball than Darren Ford in the game, and we'll see him in the second half.
Steve Story with the ball placed. Difficult kick as he's into the wind. Here he is, he hits it, Story. It's got the distance now, it's a goal. He's kicked it, and Waratah with 2 converted tries has come from 6-0 behind to lead by 12 points to 6 on the Sharp Electronic scoreboard. Michael Beattie sideline for the Morisset Megamarket.
Just goes to show you, Gary, how important in the modern game back-to-back sets of 6 are. Waratah Mayfield have got 2 sets of back-to-back 6s inside the territory of the Lakes United side on both times. Both occasions they've been able to cross for a try. I think all but Lakes were able to do that when they got some field position and were able to put their lone try on Waratah. I've got to say, at this stage, with Waratah leading by the 12 points to 6, with the wind going to be at their back in the second stanza, it's going to be a big effort from Lakes if they're going to win the grand final.
Only 5 minutes to go to half-time, in the Waratah Mayfield side lead by 12-6. 20 out from their own line. Stuart Collins plays the ball. They work the short blind through Fairhurst. He makes about 10 metres. Tackled 30 out from his own line by Crichton. Fairhurst gets up to play the ball. Now it goes back there to Buckingham. He goes hard into the ruck, put out in the tackle by one of the replacements, Chris Bolt. He'll get up and play the ball. Now we've got Collins coming onto it. G's been heavily involved, Collins. When they've had the ball, he's been eager to run all day. Got the ball back to forward. Forward puts in the kick, the dual try scorer. A tricky kick into the wind, taken nicely by Chris Hall for Lakes United. He brings it back up towards the 40-metre mark in his own half before he's put out by Barrett and also stilled off. Crossfield goes Adam Hall. Throws a nice pass there to the winger on this occasion, who is Andrew Ryan, and he's put out right on halfway. Ryan gets up to play it for Lakes. Come the open side, Burke away to Allardyce. Allardyce tries to run through the forwards, put out 40 metres out from the Waratah line, plays it to Burke. Back the other side to Miles. Miles throws a dummy, bounces off one player. Tackle about 34 out. This time the tackler was Buckingham. Blindside goes Burke. He got it away to Johnson, makes a good spurt up towards the 20-metre line. Looking dangerous now. Lakes trying to hit back before half-time. They'll need to. Comes to Miles. Miles away to Allardyce for a bad pass. Miles keeps it on the toe. The referee said play on. Waratah's picked it up and they got the ball 22 out. That was ordinary play, Barry, by Lakes.
Yeah, same old story, isn't it, for Lakes? They get down into a good attacking position and no one seems to know what to do on the fifth tackle anymore. And another poor option there, and Waratah, gee, they're just rucking it out now. They're going very well, the Tars.
Yeah, Waratah looking the goods at present. They lead by 12-6, running into the breeze, and we've only got 3.5 minutes by our clock to go to half-time. Up the blind side goes Henderson. Henderson up over the 40-metre line. Put out on the tackle in his own half. He'll get up and play it. McNabb away to forward to Storey. Storey goes for the short kick into the breeze. He's chasing through, but picked up by Hall. He beats Storey, beats Frankie Barrett. Forward's got him by the arm and bangs him down in the cricket pitch area. He'll get up and play the ball, Hall. Burke goes to dummy half. Comes the open side to Adam Hall, a brother of the man who played the ball, Chris. He's put out just inside the Waratah half. Plays the ball to Miles. Miles feeds the ball away there, and Waratah through Jeffries just short of the 40. Got up and played it to Burke. Burke fired the ball across field now. Goes out wide there to Brennan. Brennan got the pass back to Johnson, but the defence of Waratah's too good at present. The minor premiers are well in control, leading 12-6 into the breeze. Long pass from Allardyce to Miles. Miles tries to push off Darren forward, but forward the experienced man, and Barrett put him down inside the 40. Hall, back it goes to Allardyce for the kick. The kick went across field, even with the wind behind him. Waratah Mayfield have knocked it down, but they've picked it up. He didn't actually knock the ball on, but I think it come off his body, and Waratah in possession. Penalty to Waratah. Michael Beattie, Morisset Mega Market.
Yeah, simple one there, Gary. The player that from the Waratah Mayfield side that made from the Lakes United side that made the tackle, Darryl Johnson, was ruled to be in front of the kicker, and as a result of that, he didn't give the Waratah player the required 10 metres. So just a simple offside penalty, and given the fact, as you said, that the ball just went straight across the paddock, it was a pretty fair call from the referee.
Darren Forward will put it in the touch. According to our clock, only a couple of minutes to go to half-time. Right on halfway, they take the tap after it went into touch. Alex Thompson with a surging run up towards the 40 in Lakes United half. The Englishman plays the ball, goes back to Varnum, and he's hurt. Thompson, he's taken a long time to get to his feet. Varnum playing in the headgear, tackled inside the 40. Back to Henderson. Henderson, a workaholic for Waratah, and he's put out centre field about 35 metres out. They go the far side to forward. Forward onto Storey. Good low tackle there by, I think it's Darryl Johnson, put him on the ground. Storey got up quick to play the ball. Players in the ruck. Penalty to Waratah. I don't know whether that Lakes player had time to get out of the ruck, Mike.
I'll turn it up, Gary. I don't know if he had time, but it doesn't matter if he had time. You've got to make some sort of effort. If he'd have at least been making an effort, he was happy just to lay there and roll about all over the top of the football. The referee allowed it for some time. He wasn't going to give the penalty. After about 5 or 6 seconds of the ball, him rolling over the top of the ball, he said, well, you still haven't made an effort. Bad luck, son. Now the Tars attack again.
Victim of circumstances. There's a tap by Waratah Mayfield. They're only 20 metres out. Only about half a minute to go in the first half. Waratah lead 12-6, trying to put another one on the board. 10 metres out. McNabb at dummy half. Way to Stuart Collins. Collins tries to barge his way over. He's tackled about 5 metres short by Allardyce. Collins slow to his feet. Plays the ball. Back to forward. Forward got it back to McNabb. McNabb shows the ball. Hit it hard in a tackle there by Hall. There's the siren. It's half-time, and Waratah Mayfield, I tell you what, they are tickled pink. Some of their players are clapping as the siren goes. They know that they elected to run into this howling wind when they won the toss, and it's come off for them because they go to the half-time break leading by 12-6, and they'll have the advantage of the strong wind in the second half. Before we take a break, we'll check out the stats of the first half with Michael Beattie for Morisset Megamark.
Well, the scrums, Gary, are 4 apiece and the penalties favouring the Waratah Mayfield side by 4-1 over the Lakes United side. For Lakes United and the other thing of interest is on one occasion the Lakes United side were forced to drop the football out. For Lakes United, Paul Allardyce, their lone try scorer. Ian Burke was successful with one goal from from 2 attempts after missing a penalty goal only a couple of minutes into the game. For the Waratah Mayfield side, Darren Forward, well, he's been successful with 2 tries, and Steve Sorry successful with 2 goals from as many attempts.
Michael Beattie on the sideline for Morisset Megamarket. We'll take a break, come back, and Barry Toohey and Michael and I will have a chat about the first half.
As I said before, if Waratah play it sensibly and get a good kicking game going, and they've got a great kicker in Darren Forward, they're going to make it very difficult for Lakes to get out of their own territory. And you know, I think the only 2 times Waratah were in Lakes quarter in the first half, they scored tries. So you know, as I say, a real test of character for Lakes United in this second half.
Darren Forward, plucked out of retirement by the Waratah Mayfield club. He's had a big impact on the game. He scored 2 tries, and actually I think he's been the best player on the field, Ash.
Yeah, I wouldn't dispute that, Gaz. Obviously the man with the biggest impact at the moment is obviously Darren Forward. As you say, he scored 2 tries, and they were 2 individual tries that he basically created for himself. You know, Darren Forward, he's been around a long while. He's been known as a passer of the football, a player that can set up tries, and I think that's probably where he's fooled the Lakes United defence, because Darren doesn't take the defence on all that often, but he's taken on twice today in the first half, and dummied his way through for the first try, and basically outpaced the defence, the cover defence for the second try. Got around a tackle, and no one could get across to him. So yeah, he's been a dominant player in the first half, and as I said, I expect him to be a dominant player in the second half.
Michael Beattie, a number of times on the 6th tackle, Lakes United looked to have taken a poor option.
Can't believe how bad the Lakes United options were, Gary, on the 6th tackle. There were a couple of kicks that were just absolute shockers. The first 2 of them, I think, from memory, were just far too big and were clearly going to go dead in goal, and they did, and just gave the Waratah Mayfield side a very easy ruck out from the 20-metre line. Then they decided that the next option, if they couldn't get that right, would be to run the football. The next 2 of the next 3 occasions that they ran the football, the last pass was a shocker. It was either in front of the player or behind the player to receive the football. The knock-on was forthcoming. Then they went to the short kicking game. I think they produced 3 of those that all went down as horrors. So if you were in the Lakes United dressing shed at the moment, I know him pretty well, Rip Taylor. I know that he can have plenty to say at half-time. I can tell you he will be tearing absolute strips off the Lakes United side. But the thing that really impressed me, Gary, has been the form of the forward pack from Waratah Mayfield. They've just had a slogging job to do into this wind, where they've had to just bring the ball out from their own line, and the one thing that Waratah Mayfield had to ensure was that they didn't make mistakes inside their own red zone and give Lakes United prominent field position. Now, on the one occasion that did happen with a drop ball from Aaron Lawrence, we saw Lakes United then go from the next play to be able to score their try. But you've seen Stuart Collins, Robbie Baker, and certainly Steve Henderson taking the ball forward. Those 3 players especially have been creating some good second phase play. Both Alex Thompson and Michael Varnum for Waratah Mayfield have played particularly well coming in off the bench, and really they are playing much better football than Lakes United. I know I said before the game that I thought it was a 12-point breeze, a 12-point advantage to Lakes. I still think that was the case, yet the scoreboard doesn't indicate it. If Waratah come out and play as well in the second stanza as they have in the first 40 minutes, I think running into the breeze, it's going to be nearly impossible for Lakes United to get back into the grand final.
Michael, I've got to say that the biggest difference between this game and the major semi-final that Lakes won 40-8, and you've hit the nail on the head, is the mistake rate from both sides. I guess Waratah have probably come up with 2 or 3 mistakes in that first half. You look back at the major semi-final, and they made plenty of mistakes, put themselves under enormous pressure. Well, they've just about played. I wouldn't call it the perfect 40 minutes of football by any stretch of the imagination, but when you're talking about running into such a big wind that they're running into, gee, they haven't made many mistakes at all. And Lakes United, well, they've put themselves under pressure because they've done the hard yards. they've got out of dummy half well. That when they've got a quick play the ball, they've looked dangerous up the middle. But every time they've got down there, bar one when they did score the try, every time they've got down there, their option on the last play has just been diabolical. And I'm not sure that they had a real plan. They've gone into the game with a real plan as to how to handle this wind or exactly what they were going to do, because late in that second half there, they put a kick up. I think it was Allardyce put the kick up, and they ended up being penalised for offside when the kick almost went backwards. Well, Allardyce was 5 metres behind every other Lakes United player on the field, so it was supposedly an attacking kick, but every player in his team was immediately offside. So I just don't know that whether they're frustrated that things aren't working for them, things aren't coming off. But gee, their kicking game has really, really let them down, and it's let Waratah off the hook on so many occasions.
You both enough football to know that when you dominate field position, and clearly Lakes United have dominated field position, I would say for the majority of uses of the football that they had in the first 40 minutes, they made their first play of the football no worse than about 6 metres their own side of halfway, which meant that for the next 5 tackles in the set of 6, they were inside the zone of Waratah Mayfield. And when you've got that sort of field position, you've just got to turn it into points, and Lakes United just haven't been able to.
And the thing that worries me with